Bucko, mighty Bucko, hello. And hello. And it's great to be back with you again. Now, I hoped the weather could have been better, but no, it's been a rainy one, dull, but I'm determined to get in the back garden and enjoy the last gasps of summer. It's beginning to spit now. I've got an umbrella up here and I will not be put off. It's only water. It's only water. Now, so before this happens, we need to get refreshed, get built up, get as much outside as we can, and enjoy, to make the most of the time we have. Now, Baloney, Belgian beer. The rain's coming down now, isn't it? Dear me. It was wasps last time attacking me, wasn't it? In the garden. But no, I will not be put off. I shall not be moved. Now, and that reminds me, oh, do you like it? Another one from Porthmirion. This is the last one, you've seen them all now. With the usual slogan, yeah, fantastic, eh? Great TV series. So, how has your week been? How are you coping with the general stresses of everything? And you know, things can get stressful, things can get difficult. We had Lee's situation, and I know how he feels, and I know how he's doing, and it can all become just too much. And he meant what he said. And next day it was like really sad sort of atmosphere, heavy, and but I believe he'll be back, and I'm sure there's many of you who feel the same when it's right, because at the end of the day he don't have to explain if he takes a few days, few weeks, few months, or whenever, however long. The fact he comes back, you know, we rejoice. I'm trying to set this up in the right, correct way. You know, sometimes I think I'm looking in this direction or that. Is it going to pick it up centrally? So let's try and organise ourselves. What a title, this one, eh? Belgian beer, yeah, and Baloney. I mean, there's a lot of baloney malarkey going on at the minute. Do you know baloney? It's like a salami type. I fried this up, and Bologna, Italian town of Bologna it comes from, I think. Baloney it's known as, or baloney, and we use that expression, don't we? Oh, it's a load of baloney. Yeah, so I thought that's a good title, because there's so much going on today that we know about that is total, utter, absolute. We could use other names, but baloney will do. Baloney will do. Now, the heavens have opened up and the rain is descending, but I will not go back in the house till I've finished this talk. So, there was Lee's situation. Myself and Jane have had a sad situation. We knew it was coming, but yeah, the letter from the council of the care home, you know, I won't go into all the details, but they use this term, oh, you've got 16 weeks of grace to get beard with the old needlecraft. No, she's not having it. She's spent a long part of her working life in care, great care worker. She's not having it. And we'll see what we can do. Any comments are valuable. I know there's what you term exemptions, but we'll see. We'll see on that one. And you know, the stress of everything. Today, actually, I could have been out in the sunshine a bit earlier, talking to you all. But you know what? It's because we're expecting a new mattress for the bed. Did they come? It should have been delivered yesterday. Did they come? No, didn't come yesterday. What about today? No, not come today. Stress, stress, stress. Everywhere, stress. It's raining on me now. I'm getting stressed. Stop it. You see, I was there. There's so much going on that even at work, in my own computer in the warehouse, I couldn't remember the password to put in it. And I knew what it was, but I got one of the things wrong on it. And I had to get the office people to help me, and they just went, boom. Oh yeah, I said, yeah. Stress. What a carry on. Everything going on. So what do we need? Well, we need to open this. Do you like this? Look at this. This little gnome. And I told you about Belgian beers. They're very strong. They're half bottles, and each one has its own little glass that represents. Oh, they're fantastic. What presentation. 10 out of 10. More than 10 out of 10. They're brilliant. Now, we shall commence. Now, why not? A bit more baloney. Yeah. And here we go. You don't want too much froth on top of it. Here we go. Just gently does it. Don't get carried away. Yeah. Yeah. There you are. Beautiful. It's like a good wine, this is. Oh, I'll tell you what. I'm going to enjoy this talking to you. This is fantastic. I've got me umbrella up. Yeah. Lovely. Now, bring that over there. That can go over there. Now, let's start with a joke. Why not? Stand up in the park. Truth is, they're gathered around in the park, and these two guys talking to each other. And one says to the other, "How do you think it's gone today?" He says, "Well, what do you think?" He says, "Yeah, it's been all right." He says, "But what do you think the major problem is with many truthers?" And he says, "Well, what do you think?" He says, "Well, I think it's ignorance and apathy." "What do you think?" And he says, "Oh, I don't know and I don't care." I like that one. And we'll finish on another joke, I think, later on, when I get to the end of the talk. That's good. That is good. That little gnome. Oh, what a delightful little fellow he is to come and visit me in my garden. Thank you, my little friend. Now, how do you pronounce that? Shuffy, shuffle, shoof, shoof. Brazarida, a shoof. Yes. Lovely. We had a delightful visit from a dear couple. Now I'm not gonna put their good works before everyone. I just want to say thank you from my heart. They know who they are, and they turned up because they knew I was on some of the marches. You know, I'd just written down on a scrap of paper, like, you know, to some people I got into conversation. Excuse me. I've got this YouTube channel. Check it out. Do this bit of comedy, bit of talks, various things. Yeah, and yeah, I got a few subscriptions. A few people enjoyed it, and so they, of their own bat and of their own money, yeah, they made up these. Look. Yeah, can you see that? And it just says Marty Bucko, you know, comedy, talks, news, spiritual truth, a truther channel you may not have come across. Search for Marty Bucko on either YouTube or Odyssey. And that brings me to, thank you very much. And you know what? They printed 500 of them. I've got a box. This camera is leaning on the box. There, it's getting a bit soaked, so I've got to be careful. What am I going to do? Well, now because, as you know, on the last March, I was put on the naughty step. So, I'm now officially on this. Yeah? And you put in exactly the same name, just it's the same name, Marty Bucko, and you can find me there. And if things get like I've put up, you know, the march had manoeuvred into a certain shop, and so I was disciplined. And the weather is becoming somewhat stormy. So that one of entering the shop is now on that other side. You can see it there, yeah. And I'm getting wet now, man. You see, stress. What can you do? I still will not be moved by this now. Let's not soak everything. Should I give in? No, I'm not going to give in to these. Neither to the despots in Londinium or here. Yeah. Oh man, this is. What can I say? This is unbelievable now. The heavens have opened up now. It's only water, I said, isn't it? Okay, let's continue. This is shocking beyond words now, isn't it? I've got to protect this box, you see, because it's got things in it. Let's pause a minute. Because it's now a torrential thump. Let's have a look. Pause, yeah. So, I had to come in because the cards, they're okay because they're in a nice, strong, solid box. And not only that, they're in little packs like this. But I was concerned because, you know, my dear friends had done this gift for me, and so kindly, for which I give them gratitude and thanks. And I thought, I must be sensible now and come in. But I had great desire, as I say, to do some more talks in the back garden. And the heavens decided to open up, and there we are. So, lovely. Now, let's think. So, I was at work, I was going to work, and I was on the train just the other day. And I'm sitting there, and it's in the compartment where you've got the toilet that's rounded, and you press a button and the door opens like that. Not like that. And then there's bicycles put over here, and there's a seat this side, seat that side. Well, this African gentleman got on with his bike, and he sat over here, and he had his earphones on. So I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, for once I'm not reading, I'm thinking to myself, okay, maybe I should say something to this chap. And then I thought, well, no, just leave him. I don't want to be rude, he's in his earphones. But time rolled on, and then he was fiddling with them and this and that. And so I got up on my phone from the UK government that gives the official figures. This one was up to the 2nd of August for the needle-crafted people that had, should we say, ceased their existence in this present realm. Well, it's a nice way of saying that they are. And then there is 1 million plus that have the old spearing injuries, should we say. So I said, excuse me, mate. I said, I had it up there, the round yellow one, you know, UK. Go. Excuse me, mate. He looks across. Have you seen this? And I explained what it was. His face was horrified. I said, yes. And the mainstream have not said nothing, have they? Nothing about it at all. I said, you can check it out. He says, can I take a photo? I said, yes, mate. Click, click. I said, look, check out more on, people that work in the newsagents, looking after people who come in for the mags and cigarettes and such. I said, look, you can hear them talk as well. Check out, brand new TUBE. So, in the end, he thanked me, and I said, yes, and there's many injuries. And I said, heart attack, strokes, clots. His face, the poor man, I'm sorry to scare him, but it was just like I said to him, you'll be shot at dawn. And I don't say these things to upset people, but I told him, and he was grateful. He waved and he thanked me, and it was a respectful conversation, and he was glad I shared this information. And he went. And I thought to myself, we've got to be up and at it. We are in this ongoing battle, and things are hotting up, and we need to be vocal. It's no good saying only those who have woken up now are never going to wake up. People will, and people are regretting. I've met some who regret taking the needlecraft. So, looking forward to the next shopping trip in Brum. Yeah. And as I say, check out the old check out that for the shopping trip, the last shopping trip that ended up in a certain shop. So one of the comments from a person called Gwen, says, "Oh, I didn't know this was on in Brum yesterday." So I commented, "Well, the next one's the 18th. Come and say hello." And they said, "Thanks. Thanks a lot. See you there." You see? Let's get at it. Come on. Let's not give in. Let's keep at it. Yeah? At some point, this all will be over. And I thought on this at work the other day. I thought to myself, what are you going to do if this all ends? And it ends, let's say it ends positively. Let's say it ends and things are good and we can pursue our life and, it's all good. Because let's be honest about it. I don't know about you, but how much time do you spend, in this, opposing this narrative? Watching stuff, commenting on stuff, talking, trying to understand what's going on, getting clued up here. I've got to listen to so and so because he's speaking now and that's on there. I've got to get to that one. And it becomes all consuming that even your hobbies. I've got films that I've still not seen from years back. But having said that, I buy too many, so that's my problem. But no, there's plenty of stuff. Books to read, films to see, hobbies to do, and this has been all encompassing. It's impacted even to some measure upon my spiritual walk, although I maintain it. But it encroaches because it wants to take up all your time. And I think to myself, when it's all over, it's like, you think back to the Second World War, where the British soldiers, American GIs, or even German soldiers, or Japanese for that matter, how easy was it for them to adjust back to normal life? Because you think about it, for as long as the war is on and they're engaged in it, they're involved in the preparations, the planning, the all the things that war is entailing. The drills, the lessons, and then the marching, and then the actual battles, and then many, many things. And then a bit of refreshment, but then on to the next push, the next battle, the next warfare. Do you think it's easy for those people then to, well, there you're, back to Civvy Street, mate. Yeah, just signing you're out now, here's your bits and pieces, this and that. I think on a film, I don't know if you've seen it, I'm trying to think of when it was. Mid-40s probably. The best years of our life. With Frederick March and Donna Andrews. I think it was Harold Robbins as well. There were 3 American GIs. The war was over and they were going back to their lives, trying to pick up the pieces. One of the guys, in real life, he had no arms. They were blown off. And both his arms. And he had metal things, before the clever manoeuvring things that can fit on people today. And he went home, and his dad had to, help him, taking his arms off, and yeah. And then the other 2 guys back to their lives, and things were not always happy, when they went back. And I think, what will it be like for you then, Bucko? And others. I mean, people probably think, I wonder what that Tim from Fair Play Now. Let's nip into his channel, see what he's doing. What are you doing? Where's Tim? Oh, he's involved in this now, is he? That's interesting. Well done, Tim. I'll check him out again in another month. And that Lee and Veritas Vincent, oh, so he's doing this now, is he? Oh, that's good, isn't it? And that Bucko, yes, there he is. What's he doing? Oh, he's full-blown Bible teacher now. And also, what's he doing talking on this? Yeah. A few of us will be coming here and there, just seeing what's going on. Because let's be honest, none of us watch the mainstream because it's all a load of malarkey. Or should I say, baloney. But we won't miss it. And here's the point. Would you miss it, Bucko? All this? Yeah, like an hole in the head, mate. Like an hole in the head. I go back to the old, like that. And forget all of this. All of this. Don't mean anything in that sense. If we could just live lives without being terrorised. Yeah. He's a nice little gnome, this little chap. A friendly little... Thank you. Yes. The sugar. Sugar? It's great. So, I think I've said everything there is to say. Let's finish with that joke then, shall we? What we got? Okay. Right, this particular Christian church in America. And they've got this evangelist in, and he's come for midweek meetings, and he's there, and the church is packed. And he says, put your hand up, he says, if you want to go to heaven. And all these hands go up, except one little boy sitting on the 3rd row in. Anyway, the evangelist sees him, looks at him, and he says, Sonny, he says, you mean to tell me you don't want to go to heaven when you die? And the little boy said, you never said nothing about dying. I thought you meant to go right now. Oh dear, we all want to go to heaven. But not just yet. And with that, be seeing you.